Bulls basketball is almost back. The last preseason game is tonight. We're going to preview that, review our overall thoughts on the preseason, and preview the regular season starting next Wednesday. All that and more, another episode of. All right. So we played Milwaukee tonight at 7, I think. At home. Milwaukee, again, it's preseason, but this is like the last preseason game for us, and I think Milwaukee as well. So it's like a trial run. So I'm assuming the starters will at least play through the third quarter. And if it's close, they may try to get like a fourth quarter like run in.
Like a little simulation before.
I'm hoping the Bucks do the same thing. I'd like to see how we match up against a supposed title contender. So
yeah, me too. It should be exciting. The Bulls have looked pretty solid in their last couple preseason games, couple good things and a couple not so good things. Let's start out with the good things. Vooch looks really good, offensively and defensively. I mean, the 3-point shot is there for him because he's not forcing it all the time. You know, he's going down in the post and he's just eating guys alive down there, which opens everything up for us. So he looks really good.
The inside out game with him has looked very nice. Touches back out to Zach for a 3. I saw a couple of those plays in the Toronto and Denver game.
Yeah, but in both games. And he looks good defensively. He's actually moving his feet and getting his hands up, which is something that I thought I'd never see. And then from the backup center position, Andre Drummond looks pretty good as well. He shot 3 for 3 from 3 against Toronto. And the form actually looked like solid. It didn't look like terrible like I thought an Andre Drummond 3-point.
Well, he came a long way from not being able to make a free throw to going 3 for 3. It's insane.
To shooting threes now. There's no way Toronto saw that in the scouting report.
No.
But, I mean, if we're gonna get that out of Andre Drummond, I'd love it. But he's passing the ball, and you can tell that the Bulls, this looks like a team that has played a season together. They're passing the ball. They know where each other are going to be. They're throwing half-court lobs to each other. Some of the stuff looks really exciting.
One other person we didn't touch on is Kobe White. I think has looked much better in preseason. He didn't shoot great against Toronto, but I like his aggressiveness. We need him off the bench to be the sixth man. Caruso is definitely the best player off our bench. But I need 6-man scoring from Kobe. Caruso will do everything else on the floor, but Kobe needs to be aggressive. We need 10 points a game from him this year.
Yeah, and that's going to be the thing. The offense needs to not get stagnant when DeMar and Zach are off the court and Vooch.
And we still have that problem a lot, and I've seen that in the preseason, that we just have the problem of DeMar gets us at the elbow and he'll bail us out. And we got into a habit last season, and once he cooled off, we were terrible.
Yeah, and that would be it. The offense looks terrible when DeRozan's not on. But hopefully Kobe White can pick that up a little bit. And then the not so good things, Patrick Williams hasn't looked great. He's shooting.
That's about it, really. Like, I love the way he looks, except for him. I know
but he's the most important part.
Right. He's shooting more shots, and that's the only positive I have to say is he looks a little bit more aggressive, but he still looks timid on the floor. He just doesn't fit into the offense well. I don't know if that's his fault, Billy's fault, or a mixture of both, but he just doesn't look good in the offense, doesn't look comfortable. Whereas Javonte Green is constantly cutting, constantly finding openings, getting wide open corner threes, and he's converting them, and P. Will's not. So I'd rather
there seems to be a lot more movement from Javonte offensively, which he scored 17 points in 15 minutes.
And Pat can do that. Pat's super athletic. If he did what Javonte did, he'd be 10 times better just because he's a more skilled player.
Right, but he doesn't have those cutting tendencies or like a knack to score the ball even, you know?
And we need that change because he's a 6'9", built power forward that can get to the rim whenever he wants to.
Also, I saw Zion just blowing by him. I mean, it's Zion.
But
So, what are you going to do? But, that's our guy, you know? That's our number one defender. We need...
Yeah, I need some better effort from him. He's not a liability on defense, but he's definitely not a Caruso impact. I need him to start making more of an impact. Doesn't have to be block shots, but just deflections and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally.
But overall, from the 3 games, we lost to New Orleans. We beat Denver and we beat Toronto. We've shown that we can score with anybody. We're a very good offensive team. We're going to have no problem scoring the ball. We scored 131 against Denver. But the defense has looked poor in every game except Toronto. And Toronto
Mhm.
is a step in the right direction. We kept them under 100 points, and that was with their starters playing all the way through the third, so it was close.
Right.
But it's definitely gonna be we're to win games. Sometimes we're definitely gonna have to outscore people, but we're gonna have to like gut it out and actually play defense against the better teams because we can't just outscore better teams.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. We are not gonna be the greatest defensive team. We just don't have the length for it at all. But you're right, we can score with a lot of these teams. It looks like our offense is moving really well. Even Io just looks so much more aggressive out there. He's just taking the ball to the rack and he's big. Everybody seems like they are
Yeah,
gonna take a step up this year, which is gonna be exciting.
and I like that because if these guys take a step up, keep us afloat at the 6 or 7 seed until Lonzo gets back,
Hmm.
the team changes drastically when he comes back in terms of just
100%.
how fluid, and the defense will go from like a bottom 20 team to a top like 15.
Yeah, and the reason we sign guys like Dragic is so we can have fill in those
Yeah.
spots until he comes back. But
Yep.
we're gonna have to see how well we can hold that starting point guard spot.
Yeah. I like Zach has been a little more active on defense. He's looked better. You and I are talking about this. He doesn't look like he's hitting shots right now, but
Yeah,
that changes. Zach Levine's not going to keep missing. He's too good to do that. So
he is.
I'm not
He
worried about
does
him at
look like
all.
he has his agility back.
He looks great.
100%. He's just attacking the rim, which is really, really good to see again. And
Yeah.
something that the Bulls are really going to need this
And
year.
I'm going to preach this all year long. I think he could be a dark horse, like MVP candidate, if the Bulls are winning and if he shows that he can still play defense, because he's going to average 25, 26 points per game. But if his
Mhm.
defense can be just average or a little bit above average and the Bulls are winning, there's no reason he shouldn't be in talks.
I totally agree with that. And I think he
Especially if
can score
DeRozan was in
more than
talks
25
last
a
year.
game. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we know DeRozan's not this great defender. And to be honest, DeRozan never really had a case because he just doesn't put up the stats. But I
Yeah.
think Levine can actually put up, 27 and 7 assists a game, especially
Yeah.
while
That
Lonzo's
two
out.
man game, we didn't touch on it. We talked about it before, but Vooch and Levine look great in the 2 man game.
Yeah, they really do. It's just like quick. Vooch can do anything. He could post up, pop out. Zach can
Yeah.
drive, step back. It's just so deadly. There's
Yeah.
so many options that offense needs to be run a lot between those two.
And in that pick and roll can produce 5 assists and 25 points for Zach if he
No
wants,
doubt. No doubt. It
while also
definitely
getting
can.
Vooch a double double. Like everyone eats if that pick and roll is a thing because Demar's going to get his. So then
Yeah, DeMar will find his.
I think Demar's better to you get him pick and roll, but I like Zach to have the ball in his hands when he's on the floor more than Demar.
Right. No, me as well. And then DeRozan is just a guy that's
Right.
gonna
If I
score
need a
in
bucket, I'm just going to
isolation
give
or
DeRozan the
whatever.
ball and let him work.
Right. Which a lot of times you do need a bucket.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing
Uh,
to have.
Last guy we haven't talked about is Caruso. Well, there's not much to say. He's going to be the biggest pest on the floor. He's a huge energy guy. He's going to be great. He knows how to play the game. He looks
He really is.
fantastic.
Yeah, he you can tell just by watching him too, he gets away. He has this like he's a known defender now. So he gets away with some stuff on the court. Like he's
Yeah.
pushing, he's over aggressive all the time. And just
He gets charge calls that maybe shouldn't be charge calls.
yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. Because he has that reputation now. But yeah, he's such an exciting player to watch and a really good fit for this
Well, I
team.
think he's the guy that needs to talk to Pete Will too and be like, hey, I'm just out here doing little things and I get 11 points and 5 assists by doing that.
And everybody loves
But
me.
Pete Will is 6'9" and a better overall talent than Caruso is. So imagine
Mhm.
what Pete Will could do if he adopts that mindset. But
Yeah,
it's all a
somebody's got
mindset.
to unlock that man's potential, whether it's
Hire
DeMar or
me. I'll go. I'll
Caruso.
drive over there right now and talk to him. I'll have him
You're gonna
figured out
show him
before game
what he
time.
has
Yeah,
to do.
because this is
Okay,
ridiculous. You and I have been talking about this for 3 years now. What he
I
needs
know.
to do, and nothing's changed.
No, I mean, he was hurt last year, so he gets a pass and stuff. Totally understandable, but he just looks like sluggish out
He
there,
hasn't
and he
really.
always has been.
He also hasn't like improved since his rookie year. Like, I
Yeah,
know again the injury, but like even throughout his rookie year, he was just a really solid player as a rookie already. But he never had like any like, oh, now he's gone from 10 points to like 13 a game. He was always just the same player all season long,
yeah. I
rookie
think
year.
we have
But
like
that was hope.
a Michael
And
Kidd Gilchrist or like a Justice Winslow on our hands potentially. Just
yeah,
like a
that or he's gonna be great. Those are the two options.
or he's gonna be great, no doubt.
There's no in between for him though. Because when
Yeah,
we look at Justice Winslow's an average defender in the league, and that's about it.
right. And who can't score that well. And coming into the league, Patrick Williams has a better shot than him. And obviously Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, that's one of the ugliest jumpers of all time.
Yeah.
But though, like, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was the second overall pick, was supposed to be this like super long lockdown defender, and just never.
Yeah,
He
he was
was a
supposed to be like
solid
the new
defender,
wave
but
of
like
shooting
never
guards.
turned out to be what he was, you know?
Yeah. He was going to be like
And
the 6'8" shooting guard that was going to
yeah,
like beat
when
the
you
league
take
by a
somebody with
storm.
the fourth overall pick, you hope they're going to be the next big thing. And
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if Patrick Williams is going to be or not.
Yeah, but
We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he gets more
yeah,
involved.
we'll see how his looks when the regular season actually starts, which is next Wednesday against Miami. I really hope we win because I need to show everyone that Miami's not as good as they think they are. Like,
Or not.
people have Miami in their top 5, and I just don't see it at all.
Top 5.
In the East, I don't care. I don't think they're that good.
Yeah.
Like
They're
Milwaukee, Philly, Boston, Brooklyn. That's 4 teams already I think are better than them. And then
Chicago.
I don't think us or Cleveland is very far behind Miami, if behind at
Yeah.
all.
So the Miami could easily be a 7 seed, but they're just so well coached. And,
Oh, they're going to be fine. Like Max Strus needs to stop having like 8 3-point games. But I feel like it's not really hard to game plan for Miami. You just got to take away their shooting, which is easier said than done. But you need to
it's
plan.
really not hard, and that's why they can't do shit in
But
the
people are
playoffs
lazy.
anymore.
No, like one of the reasons Steph Curry is so good is because he moves so well without the ball, which is what Miami does. But also, it's very hard to find a player that can chase Steph Curry around the game for the whole time.
Right. Right.
And
No,
if you're
it
not
doesn't
like
happen.
Lonzo and Caruso are 2 guys that can because they're not lazy, but Zach and DeMar are kind of lazy on defense.
Mhm.
And that's what we're
they're
gonna. That's
all
what they're
lasers.
really lazy.
Mhm.
So
No, they're super lazy. Yeah.
defense is late.
DeRozan is super lazy.
Well, the Bulls legend Shaq Harrison was like, defense is just 90% hard work and 10% skill.
Yes, sir. Shaquille
He was,
Harrison, they go.
yeah, one of the greatest defenders the Chicago Bulls franchise has ever seen. Shaq Harrison.
And he shot like 25% with that lefty jumper or whatever. It's terrible. How did those guys even end up on our roster?
Because we were tanking and rebuilding.
Like Archie Diacono and
I like
John Lucas and whoever. He was on the Knicks last year, I think.
I know. He was on Boston for a bit too.
No, was he? And Joe Johnson was.
I'm a rabid Archie Diacono fan. God. All right. Well, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Just to preview the Bulls coming up. We'll touch on other stuff in the NBA later in the week as the regular season gets closer. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.